Okay, well today we're going to make a start on our grain mill. So we're going to see if we can put some grooves into the rollers to draw the grain in. So first we want to get inside. Okay. Now I'm wanting to remove the rollers to grind them down. So I think I'll have to remove these nuts. That needs to be just pried out. And then we can remove this little locking nut and spring in that order. There we are. We're in. Give this another go. Well, that's how she comes apart. It was as much a surprise to me as it was you. Okay, well, you can see in there now, it's nicely grooved. Managed to put it back together, which was a bit tricky. Now, on the bottom there were these two pieces of metal, which sort of sat in there, little skirts. I don't need to put them back in, because this is all going to be covered anyway. So, it looks like it's going to pull the grain in lovely. I've got a little bit of chocolate malt here. If I just sprinkle that along the top, put the old handle in there. Obviously it's going to be drill operated. Took it through no problem, and then if I can catch some of the crush. Here you can see, all well broken. There are no whole kernels there. It's looking really well. So I'm just going to pop these last screws back in. We'll put that cover back on there. Pop this foot back on. Awesome. Okay guys, we have developments on the grain mill front. As you can see, I've cut a hopper out of some ply. If I can just get that in shot. I've had the jigsaw out there. There's a bit of ply that I've been using. So yeah, the hopper, I'll just stand back here, actually incorporates the grain mill in the base, as you can see there. I'm not sure how much grain it's going to hold, but I'd imagine it should be able to, you know, hold enough to do it in maybe 2 or 3 runs if I've got a big grain bill. The rollers have all got, you can see the lines on them there. If I just change to sort of a macro setting, you might see that a bit better. You can see how I've sort of ground them out. Yeah, and put them back anyway. Cut a few holes out. I've put a couple of angle brackets. This piece here is actually the width adjustment for the rollers. That sort of goes on here. I just took it off to make it a bit easier for me to take it in and out of the hopper, so I could play about with it a bit. But yeah, I mean, that's fine, works a treat. I'll just draw some numbers on here, but I would imagine once I find the right setting I'll be staying around there. So a couple of angle brackets bolted here, and that sort of holds this in place. It holds the grain mill in place more than the hopper in place, to be honest. Same on the other side. It's just on the outside, so it was easier for me to put on. This side we've got the hole there for the gear end to turn, and I've straightened out the bar that came with it, cut the handle off of the end, straightened it out. It now fits nicely in there, and then obviously I can just put the drill on it and away we go. Yeah, anyway, you know how they work. So what I've got to do inside now is just a couple more things. There's a few gaps and whatnot around the edge. I'm going to cork it all up, and then because I don't want to lose any grains under here, actually the gap's not that bad. I might get away with just sealing that up, but fail that, I'll put a couple of sheets down there, maybe some thin plastic, just to guide the grain from the hopper, you know, between the rollers without it sort of falling through, because I don't want any uncracked grains coming through. So that'll be the next job. And then under here I decided to leave that solid. This is the base, but we've got like a ledge there, so I was contemplating just coming off underneath that ledge with maybe, you know, a piece of ply or something, just to make a chute. Okay, there is the almost finished product. So the hopper has room for being expanded. All that white stuff in there is just decorator's cork, so it's going to seal up all the gaps so we lose no grains. The rollers have been set perfectly, although they're not set at the right width, but the feeding plates are set right, so there's no grain escaping from the inside. I decided to put the chute for the crushed grain to come through. This side you can see there's our drive shaft, fits in there nicely. Down she goes. And on this side we've remounted the roller width because you couldn't see the numbers. Now I've done that, so I've put this little handle on to make it easier to turn, and we've got the numbers all written on there, 1 to 9, coarse and fine. So it just remains for me to find some grains and give you a test run.